Hi everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Have you ever been to Seattle's Little Saigon neighborhood? It's nestled between the Central District and the International District. It's a vibrant hub for Seattle's Vietnamese community. And there's no way to sugarcoat this. The neighborhood is facing challenges like crime and homelessness. But if you look a little closer, you'll find this small part of Seattle was built on a bedrock of resilience. It's also a place where you can get some really good food. Here's Brandon Bernstead.
It's a bustling day in Little Saigon, and Hello M is the perfect place for a Seattle pick-me-up.
So we specialize in Robusta coffee. It's double the caffeine as any Arabica bean.
What?
Yeah, so you're gonna be wired.
Vietnamese coffee just smells like pure caffeine. One cup of this stuff and I feel like I'm ready to run through a wall.
A classic Vietnamese coffee is condensed milk with Robusta black coffee.
Is that because it's so intense that you kind of need to cut it?
Yeah. You have to attempt it because it's so bold. That's why it carries flavors well.
Yenvy Pham and Quynh Pham are showing me the vibrant, tasty side of this neighborhood. To be clear, they're not related, but the two have been friends for years. Quynh is the executive director of the community organization Friends of Little Saigon. Yenvy is part of Seattle's first family of pho. A prolific restaurateur, she was a James Beard Award finalist in 2022 and co-owns this coffee shop inside the Little Saigon Creative.
We call it a community creative space because we're working with business, but it's also a space that people come and feel like they're connected to something, specifically here at the Vietnamese culture and Little Saigon, because we have a really specific identity here that's different from the rest of the Chinatown ID.
What is the identity of this neighborhood?
I would say we're Vietnamese American with a Seattle touch, Pacific Northwest. You know how we are, we're a little bit different.
It's like kind of like the mashup between our Vietnamese heritage, but also the being American, but without diluting that heritage.
There's a rich history in this neighborhood, dating back more than 100 years. At various points, it was a center for the Jewish, Japanese, and Black communities. Then, after the fall of Saigon in 1975, Vietnamese immigrants found a home here. Naturally, businesses popped up to support the needs of the growing Vietnamese community. But as that generation of owners has retired or gotten priced out, things have changed.
We know we're in a very desolate time for the neighborhood.
Yeah, we keep going. It's like it goes back and forth
back
like
and
this.
forth, yeah.
Every time there's an established cultural community,
Yeah.
things happen that then push us out and get displaced.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Vietnamese community is different in that we're not going to be pushed.
Quynh and Yenvy are among the leaders working to preserve the culture of Little Saigon and push it forward. The future? Well, it's focused on the lifeblood of the neighborhood, its small businesses, and many of those happen to be restaurants.
This is where I usually go for Vietnamese home food and specialties.
Moonlight Cafe opened back in 1995. Yes, they have pho here, grilled meat, noodles, but for a real taste of Vietnamese food, one must go beyond the typical.
Here, what I love to order is the bò nè. So nè means to dodge. Because it's sizzling at your face.
Yeah.
This one is a salad. So this is bò tai chen, so it's a lime citrus marinade over the beef. And then of course you have your bánh xèo. So this is our Vietnamese Sizzling Crate.
There is a head-spinning amount of food on our table, and eating, well, it's an interactive affair.
So this is how Vietnamese people eat. Hold your bowl. There we go. You hold your bowl, you take this, and like you kind of hold it, and you kind of scoop and rice. And this is done. And you do everything over here. You're kind of holding and eating.
So the bowl is here just as like a vehicle in between.
Yeah, the shelf food in your
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easier to eat this way.
We always serve everyone else first. Before
Oh, I
we
feel
get to
bad
you.
now. I haven't been serving.
Oh, you're a white boy. You have no idea.
I'm told Vietnamese food is intensely regional, with freshness and balance always at the forefront.
So this is the Sizzling Crate. It's a hand food for sure. You take like, your stuff, and then you wrap like that. And then you kind of like dip. And then you just kind of add.
Yenvy has been coming to Moonlight for decades, back when this restaurant was a full-blown lounge.
So back in the day, I used to have piano recitals, and it was a place where you smoke, you drink. I'd be 12 years old, playing my keyboard.
That's the story of our small businesses, is that before we had these community spaces, our businesses are where people gathered. And so beyond just offering food, like there were recitals or hanging out, it was social, everything happened in a little business.
I don't want to generalize, but who are the small business owners in this neighborhood?
It's really small. The Vietnamese community established restaurants or all these small businesses to support their children, but the children doesn't mean that they took it over.
My family we've had a Vietnamese restaurant, and then they also opened nail salons. It wasn't ingrained in us that you can do both, like make money and be passionate about
Right.
it and creative. It was just like a job, and like you would get by. And I think that's different for you guys.
It happened so naturally.
Yeah.
It was never forced on us. It was
Yeah,
just like,
maybe it was that.
it was never
I was
forced
forced
on
to
us.
work.
Yeah. Well, I was forced to work,
Yes.
but I was never forced to like not pursue other things.
Right.
And then like, I don't know, then you realize like, I really like this business. The next thing you know, there I am.
The corner of South Jackson and Boren, where the Pham family pho empire was born. Yenvy's parents opened the city's first pho shop inside this space, the Boat. Now folks go across the parking lot for pho. Here, they serve one dish.
So it's our version of cơm gà mắm tỏi, which means garlic chicken with rice.
The Boat was closed during the pandemic, and it would have been easy to keep it that way. But this shop is too important, both to the family and to the community at large.
Yeah, I think it's the anchor of the neighborhood, right? And like we can't take that away, especially when we're trying to build community again. You know, it's easy to just kind of move out and go somewhere that's more convenient, but it's really kind of like placeholding our heritage here. It's the intention of having somewhere to gather.
And despite the challenges facing Little Saigon, as long as there are spaces like this, places for people to come together, and as long as there are resilient people who continue to create a home for this community, the soul of the neighborhood will remain strong.
It's about comfort, I guess. Seeing the remnants that is still here and then the hope for the future. What this neighborhood can be in the next 10 years, you know, with the intention of building with thoughts, right? And so we'll see.
Do you have that hope?
I'm the one doing it, I'm gonna do it.
If you want to check out those places in Little Saigon, we've made a list on SeattleRefined.com.